religion is to me, you know, how much I appreciate religion and my interest in the study of religion. So, I read all sorts of things, you know. So, anyway, very little.
It's working well. I just went out to the bookshop, but it was shut.
Yeah.
I didn't know the bookshop shut at 12:30 today.
Yeah.
So I'll go back on
Were
Monday.
you after a book?
Yes. The book about... somebody told me the name last time. Maybe I left my diary in the car. Doesn't matter. It was a book about, but what I really wanted you to tell me about is how your experience in the church in New Zealand, in Samoa, when you came. Tell me your history.
Well, yes. My parents, of course, my father was a son of a couple from Switzerland. And we are in touch with the people in Switzerland now. We know very well where they are in Basel, Switzerland, and all that. And the people, some of them have been here, they've seen us, and we have come together. We know each other. And of course, my mother, she is part Samoan and part French. So her people too, but they have got very little sort of definite information about the ancestors of the family in France. Where did they come from, France, and all that? But it's definitely so, because even during the First World War, you know, my uncles that are like my mother's brothers, they were recognized and such, and they were caught up, but just the war then came to an end, so they did not, but they are recognized as French, you know. So that's the history of my own family. The Swiss connection is firmly established. We are in touch with them right to this day.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yes. One of the girls, Beatrice, she went on a trip to southern India. She travels a lot. She's been to Samoa.
Right.
She's been here in New Zealand too, with other old ladies of the family who have since passed away, but we are sort of firmly established insofar as myself and the people in Switzerland. But the French connection, we have had very, very little sort of history on that. And of course some of they were Catholics.
Right.
And I understood off and on someone tells of somebody who has become a priest,
Right.
and all that, but still very disjointed information on that regard. And all that we know of now, the family is Godinet, G-O-D-I-N-E-T. I do not know what actually the French pronunciation of the word would be. Would it be Godinet or
I think so.
Godinet?
Godinet, I think.
Godinet, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that is the sort of history as far as we as a family, myself. Okay. Now, as far as our church affiliations, you know, I was born a Catholic, you know.
What year were you born?
On the 12th of April 1904.
Right.
Yes. And of course, what you call it, I do not know, but as a youngster, I led a life sort of with an inquiring mind, you know. I always sort of wanted to know things, you know, and there was always in my mind the idea of what is good and what is bad, you know. And I got to the stage where, as a little boy, I used to carry a rosary in my pocket, you know.
Right. Yeah.
And even little as I was then, I would pray. Suppose there was a bad sort of bad weather, like thunder and lightning and what you call it, wind, you know. I become afraid, and I would pray to God even as I was that little, you know.
Yeah.
And then, of course, became a little bit older and went to school then. And I attended the Mary's Brothers School in Apia. The school was established in 1905.
Right.
And of course, when you come to think of it, the Germans took Samoa over in 1901. That was German rule. And of course, when we went to school, we were taught German.
Right.
Yeah. And then when the outbreak of war came, we just were thrown off the German language, and we were given English.
Right.
And we had to more or less struggle for it, because even the teachers themselves, who were Germans and some were Swiss, you know,
these are the brothers.
Yeah. They had to, they had to study English themselves, you know. So anyway, that's the sort of life. And as a Catholic, I went right to the thing, like of course baptized. We went through First Communion, confessions, went through confirmation, or that I even was an older boy. We were like at Easter celebrations, you know. Two of us youngsters used to be the incense distributors, you know. There's a leading boy, man, you know, grown-up person, and he would tell us, say, like a certain word, you know, to say as we go, and dip a teaspoon of incense into the censers, you know,
and that would have been in Latin in those days too. They do it in Latin.
Yes.
In the church.
Yes. Right? Yes. Quite true. In Latin, you know. That's it, you know. And of course, as I said, being of an inquiring mind, you know, I became, like for instance, I remember as youngsters, every first Sunday of the month, on a Friday, we used to go for confessions, you know. Yep. And of course, we were taught catechism by the brothers, and you were supposed to say certain prayer before you tell your things, you know. And we have had occasions, in my case especially, we would go there and you start saying the prayers, you know. And an old priest will just gruffly say, tell me your sins. Just like that. And of course, what can you do as a youngster? See, the only thing, you know, as a youngster with an inquiring mind, well, I said, well, what sort of